Alright, hello. Right. Mentally prepare me. Oh wait, we're recording, aren't we? Right, mentally prepare myself. Let's do this. Is a Minecraft world infinite? No. If a Minecraft world is infinite, then how does the sun go around it? That's a question I've been wondering to myself for ages now. And I say, it is not technically infinite because, I don't know why. Most people would say, in this situation, yeah, it is not infinite because there is a world border. But there is not a world border. There, yeah, I was lying. There is a world border, but when you get to the end of it, what happens next? It doesn't just cut off, does it? No, that's my point. My point is, it keeps on going, and going and going and going. But there is technically a point where the sun could theoretically go round the Earth. So say, if you got the Earth, and then you've got the sun around here. The Earth will be around my sound of my hand. The sun will go about that. The Minecraft world goes like infinite, right? So how does the sun go around it? Well, I'm going to be waffling here, but I think the world just goes infinite, and then it gets to a certain point and just stops, because that's what the Firelands is. You just get to a point where it just goes, nah-uh, nah-uh, we're not generating any more terrain. So, my point is, we have the sun, and that can theoretically go round the Earth, which, let's say, is 100 million blocks in diameter, right? So, the 100 million blocks goes, and then you have the sun, which theoretically, if a Minecraft day is 24 minutes, then the sun has to be traveling at a finite speed to get across 100 million blocks in 24 minutes. And so that leads me to wonder, how fast would the sun have to be going to travel around the Minecraft world in 12 minutes? So if you do the math, 12 minutes, which is 12... Alexa, what's 12 times... No, what's 12 times 24? No, crap. No, I didn't want that. Okay, so you have to be... So speed equals distance divided by time. So we do 100 million blocks in meters, and then we divide it by 24 minutes. Alexa, how many seconds is in meters? I mean, how many seconds is in 24 minutes? 1,000 seconds. So if we do 100 million, which is distance, divided by time, which is 1,440. Alexa, what's 100 million divided by 1,440? Oh, that is nice. Alright, so to due to my calculations, the sun would be going at about a finite speed of 69,440 meters per second. So that's like, like, Alexa, how fast is the speed of light in meters per second? Okay, it isn't the speed of light, but it's very fast, and I'm just gonna say at least the speed of sound. I believe the speed of sound is like 1,400 miles an hour. So if you convert that, that's probably about, I don't know how many meters per second. Who knows? 69,000 meters per second. Think about that. That's a lot. That's a lot, eh? Right, so that answers one of my questions. Another one of my questions is the theory of the is water wet? So, is water wet? Yeah, technically yes. So, the water, in order to be wet, a water molecule has to be touching another molecule or atom. So, if a water molecule touches, let's say, steel, the steel is technically wet. So, so in theory, if your water is wet, if water is wet, that means a water molecule will be touching another water molecule, like so. So you have a water molecule, you have another water molecule. That's technically sums up is water wet, which it is. Yeah, we're still recording. Don't worry. So, and that answers that question. So I need to look at something. All right, I have another conversation. What are the largest numbers known to man? You, as the viewer, will more than likely not get this at all. And our human brain cannot even comprehend how big some of these numbers even are. So how are we supposed to measure them, aren't we, Harry? Well, that's the thing. You can't. So, let's take a billion. A billion's a pretty big number, right? Right, right. So you to get a billion, that is to the power of 6, I believe. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it's to the power of 9. A billion is a power to the power of 9. So you have a billion, and then a million is a power of 6. So you have to the power of 6, which means it has 6 zeros. If something says to the power of something, you have 6 zeros in front of it. So you, for example, 1 million will be 1, 2, 3, dot 4, 5, 6, and then a 1. So that will be million, okay? A million is that. So let's take a billion. You add 3 more zeros. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then a 1. So you have a 1. So so that is a pretty big number, I would say. Let's take it up a notch. So let's talk about maybe a quadrillion. A quadrillion is, I believe, to the power of 12? The power of 12, I believe. I think it is. Don't quote me on that, but I think a 1 quintillion is to the power of 12 because you have no, so you have million, which is 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then a billion is another 3. 1, 2, 3, and then that'll be 9, and then 10, 11, 12. So 10, 11, 12 will be a trillion, so I was wrong. So a trillion is to the power of 12. And then 13, 14, 15. Okay, a quadrillion is to the power of 15. So that'd be like that. And okay, so that's a quadrillion. Still pretty small, right? Still pretty small. So you have a trillion, a quadrillion, maybe even a sextillion, which is to the power of 50, about to the power of 17, let's say. So to the power of 17. 17 zeros, mind you. Let's put that into context. If you had all the world's money, we all probably have about a quadrillion dollars, let's say. I think we have about a quadrillion dollars. If you were to tower all the world's money, you'd probably not even reach a quadrillion in a quadrillion millimeters. I can't. What am I going on about? I'm just waffling. Sorry, but that's the point. That's the point. We're supposed to be waffling. Like this isn't going to be edited. It's just pure waffle. We're going pure. Wait, we're going pure waffle, baby. Pure waffle. So if you were to take a quadrillion or quintillion, or maybe even a sextillion, give me that below. Give me that below. So we would take a sextillion. No, get out. So we would take a sextillion. Oh, what am I doing? Take a sextillion. Let's maybe add a few more zeros. Let's talk about a Google. Now, we're not talking about that Google. We're talking about a Google is to the power of 100. Okay. One Google is to the power of 100. So you have the power of 100, and then you go one. Well, I can't be asked to count that. Sorry. So you have. So the Google is to the power of 100. To put that into perspective, someone made a diagram, right, where every second a cog will spin, and every 10 times it spins, it goes to the next cog, and then every time that cog spins 10 times, we'll activate the next cog. We'll do one rotation. So every cog, every time the first cog turns 10 rotations, the second will turn 1. So in total, the first one will have to do 100 rotations for the third cog to do 1. Just 1. And you can probably see where this is going if we're adding Google into the mix. So we have that number, and there's about 25 cogs that do the exact same one after the other every time one turns 10, the next turns 1. And then if 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 the final cog turns once, the first cog will have rotated a Google times. And if you were doing one rotation every second, you would be there for a Google seconds, which is a pretty long time, don't worry. It's a pretty long time. Moving onwards. What if I told you you can have a Google to the power of a Google? What do you think of that? So, what if I told so let's do this again. A Google is to the power of 100. There's a number called a Googleplex, which is 100 to the power of 100 to the power of 100. So you have 1, and then it goes 100, and then you have the power of that power to the power of 100. You see where this is going? So that is a Googleplex, and that is currently the largest ever recorded method of mathematics and equations and all that jazz. So a Googleplex, you have Googleplex. That is the largest number you can ever have, correct? So, what if I told you there's something bigger? I told you it's not infinite, and I'll tell you why in just 5 minutes. It's not infinity. It's a number called Graham's number. Graham's number is 3 to the power of 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 3. It just keeps going. It's an infinite loop of to the power of 3. Which actually, fun fact, Graham's number was actually invented by his son. Can't remember his name, cannot be asked to do research. Graham's number was found by his child when he realized that that could be the biggest number known to man. Except if I told you it wasn't. Put that into to put Graham's number into perspective, no one should ever be able to visualize it without this explanation. If I told you that the only known number to man, this is the largest number, mind you, that we have ever come up with, and this number is still not even a fraction of the size of your mama's belly's diameter. Yep, I am saying it. Your mama is so fat that you can't comprehend. The diameter is the full radius of a circle. So you go nyeh. So a radius would be going from the middle, and then the diameter is from that. That's just the diameter. We're not even talking about the circumference yet. It's uncomprehendable. Your mum is just so fat. She needs to diet. For legal reasons, that is a joke. That is a joke, thank you very much. Why are these pillows so annoying? Right. I need to tell you about something else. So this something else. Okay. Don't ask why I'm looking up. Yeah. Yeah. So, we need to talk. What came first? The chicken or the egg? Head blown, mind blown, going from numbers to chickens. I don't even know the answer to this question. This question was sent in by a loyal fan of mine. And he asked, what comes first? The chicken or the egg? And I go, neither. Minecraft was invented, or created rather, by Notch Pearson in 2011, where he goes, yo, Wagwan, I want ya Jezza, we want game, right? We need games, and I should probably doing a Swedish accent. So we want a very good game where we can just do whatever we want. So in Sweden, in precisely Sweden, yes, Sweden is just in Sweden, we go and get a game based off of this game called Cave Game that is Mr. Notch Pearson has been working on for a while. And he goes, yo, boss man, come here, bro. Come here, bro. And he goes, boss man, we need a game. And I want this game to be whatever you want it to be. You want your dream life. And I say, we skip forward a few years. Yeah, so forget all that. We're just gonna push that to a side. Okay, got it. Okay. One sec, technical difficulties. Alright, so the chicken or the egg? The egg was added before the chicken was. End of story. That would be for one thing. The chicken would not hatch out of an egg for a while. Chickens weren't added until the egg was also added. Technically, chickens were in the source code the whole time, people. And we didn't even notice. One of Minecraft's greatest mobs, the chicken, sitting under our noses the entire time. What am I going on about? Chickens and eggs. I want to talk about something a lot more personal. I need to talk about chickens and socks. You heard me right. I want to tell you about chickens and socks. So, this is completely irrelevant to chickens, by the way. Socks. Socks were added into real life in, like, God knows when big man John, probably his name was John, he's probably called a Pablo or something. Pablo goes and says, my feet hurt, bruv. Madman, my feet hurt. I want something to keep my feet warm, mate. So Mad Thing goes and creates and gets his little knitting stuff, and he goes, knee, and he creates the sock. Then the sock, you put them on your feet, it keeps your feet nice and warm, okay? Happy days. And then, wait, can I do this? I'm doing this. Yeah! So, this boss man goes, and he goes, socks are the most important thing I've ever, period, invented. And socks, I feel like they're important because you can put them on your feet and you can chill and you can relax and blah 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 blah. And socks are amazing thingies. Don't ask what I'm doing, I'm just looking around. I get distracted very easily. Okay, so about socks, sorry. We're talking about socks now, weren't we? So socks are my favorite piece of clothing, apart from underwear. Piece to underwear. And then like you go underwear rocks, bruv. Woo! Okay, so pants. We have pants and socks. Why do we wear them? To keep our penises and our feet warm. So we keep our pants on because we don't want to get our thingies chopped off by birds, because that's what my parents told me. I'm just kidding, so forget about that. I am really waffling right now about socks. Don't ask why. Just hold on. I need to tell you. Socks are just so important to me. Like, I even stood up, mate. Socks, people. Socks are the invention of the future. Like, genuinely, bro. Can you... I'm gonna... Come here. So, can you see me? Okay. Okay. That looks good. So, socks, mate. Does you prefer this angle, or... I'm trying to see what... Okay, so socks, mate. So, you can hear me, right? So, socks. They are so important to our mental health. Okay, I'm gonna walk back a bit. There's some... Okay. Can I stand up? Okay, socks. So they're so important to our behavior. If it weren't for socks, then we wouldn't have other things like mittens. Because if you didn't know, gloves were inspired by socks. Some guy goes, "What if we had socks for hands?" But some mad ting goes, "Well, we have socks for our feet. Why don't we put them on our hands?" And that's how gloves were born. So thank the person who made socks for us, just for our leisure. He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to do that. But you did it anyway. Let me tell you why. For money. If it weren't for money, we wouldn't have socks. So make sure you thank the money gods for our very loyal time and precious socky socks. And yeah, so we like socks. And that leads me to believe one more thing. Was Jesus a boobs or man guy? Now, hear me out. Hear me out. This is a very controversial topic. I know. Jesus could have been either. But I think he's a thigh guy. Do you want me to tell you why? Because in the Bible, says, "Yo, Jesus, bro, do you like women?" And he goes, "Yo, oh no, bro, I'm a holy man." But we know he was human. Jesus was the human in man form. Jesus is God as a human. So that must mean if he is human and he isn't lying to us, he has to be either an ass or boobs or thigh or whatever you want, man. And I believe I have found the answer. Corinthians 16:12, page 69. Jesus mad thing goes, "I need socks." He goes, "Yo, whoa. This is completely false, by the way. Please don't take anything I'm saying seriously. So he goes, man. So Big Ting goes, "Man, I feel like I need a woman." And he goes, "Oh, yeah. So you mustn't go. We don't need women when we have God." I beg to differ. What if God actually decided to make himself attracted to men? God is gay. That's my lecture finished. I'm leaving it on a cliffhanger. You're welcome. Ow, I hit my microphone. Ow. That's my lecture finished. See you tomorrow. I'm gonna give you a Come here. Nyeh. Nyeh. Bye! Alright, then well, what am I supposed to do? I can't see my computer. What am I supposed to do? Yeah.